Ladies and gentlemen, the best casting duo this side of the Mississippi has returned, and this is game two between Rex Regalis and Terracotta Gaming, two of our top teams in this division. I'm so excited to see the battle of coaches where we have like five coaches collectively in this matchup, and I'm once again joined with Brendan, who would tell me what you think about these two teams. I know you got a personal stake in this one.
I absolutely do because I'm going to be simping for X just so they can hire me, hopefully for ride events. But of course, these coaches, by the way, the long list of coaches that Rex has, of course, they have a CLG Academy analyst coach. They have literally the entire team. And on the side of TG, they also have a challenger coach who I talked to for a little bit. Seemed like a pretty chilling guy. I like TG's way of thinking and these kind of things. We're gonna see the
Absolutely.
auction, our first auction of FOF, by the way. Holy crap!
Yep, the Akshan has returned, but I like how you snuck in a little bit of flame of CLG Academy. I don't know if it's a mark of pride to be associated with CLG, but the coaching staff is definitely there, and these are extremely intelligent players. So I'm expecting this to be one of the higher quality games. But with Akshan coming out with the first pick, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Is this going to be mid or 80 carry? Because I know a lot of Korean players play him 80 carry more so than mid. So let's see if they've been doing their research and are ready to use his flex pick variety.
I think he's horrible AD carry. Not gonna lie to you. I just think that his playstyle and really his kit in general does not work for the AD carry role. I think that's best when it's roaming and these kind of things. An escape, I don't think that does really well with having another person in your lane. Of course, there's so many things in bot lane that you have to dodge and that you can potentially hit into with your E. Of course, as we see a Zaya, what is happening right now?
Zaya
Zaya.
being taken next, she's been getting massive busts, a bunch of passes in a row, so I'm not surprised to see her return. She's also extremely good into Ashe in team fights. In lane is very miserable. Ashe outranges you, and the slow autos are definitely not very happy for a short range AD carry like the Zaya, but yeah, she's been coming back quite heavily. And Rex Regalis, if they lock in this Echo, these guys are on the patch. They are just ready to get the spice. Echo jungle has returned, and everything we hated about it before is still there.
Yeah, he's easily the best one of the AP junglers and really the entire game. Actually, I don't even think that he needed the buffs. He's still good. He's 100% a champion that if he gets ahead, then he's really ahead. As we see a Rel hover, of course, this is for Ariri. Ariri is really good at Rel. He actually did play, I think, a game or two of. As we've seen Alistar get locked in, then my points are irrelevant. But he did play a game of Volibear, so technically that is a flex pick for the support on Terracotta Gaming. Of course, Oriri is team captain for TG.
Yep, and he's already opted to take an aggressive look, getting that Alistar in. Most of the support players in the league are pretty engage heavy, so having an Alistar early, this is a bunch of frontline tankiness that has already been drafted up on the side of Terracotta. But on the side of Rex Regalis, they have a bunch of mobility and escape in extremely high damage lanes to go with this Echo. So whatever these solo lanes that are going to be what's rounding it out, Terracotta is going to need to get a big advantage with this flex pick. I expect them to go for a heavy counter, trying to punish either the top and mid to prevent Rex Regalis from just kind of getting a free lane on some of these champions.
And we're gonna see the band slowly go through, and I guess I'll talk more a little bit about TG in general. Their last win was really, really convincing. They're huge. Of course, TG and SER and the Luna League are, of course, sister orgs. They, of course, come together and they're under the same moniker that I believe Oriri owns the organization. But SER had a very clean win in week one, macro-wise. TG again had a very clean win last week. I think the macro is really good. I'm really interested to see how they're going to play. I think Iron Tower has been one of the best players on TG. I think, of course, Cam and Jovi have been really good. Big Brain will be a sub, of course, for Aquapair, who Aquapair played really good with their last game. Yesterday,
Yeah, he had a big come on game. I believe he was on the set, and he really showed in the trees what was up with getting multiple face breakers, and he won lane pretty hard by himself, getting multiple solo kills. So if Terracotta goes for this Vladimir, this is one of the most toxic compositions I've seen in a while. A bunch of damage, a bunch of mobility, and the annoyance of a Vladimir being a ticking time bomb. As he's kind of returning a little bit. There's a lot of Chinese teams that have been bringing him back out, so I'm happy to see that he's coming into FOF and giving people a little bit of a different look for Jovi.
This is the most unfortunate news I've heard all day. I do not want to see Vladimir in any of my solo queue games ever again. He's one of the most annoying champions with all that mobility and the untargetability and these kind of things. He's actually a very disgusting champion. As you say, he's taking time bomb just like Cassidy, who can really take over the game. As you see a Braum lock in on the side of Rex.
Yeah. So Braum is the conventional counter pick into Alistar. So not surprised to see Braum coming back. You know, the big shield boy is there, but he doesn't get as much value as usual because it's not as much for Braum to block other than the Ashe auto attacks. The Alistar combo will knock you up regardless, so the shield's not going to get much value on that end. But Braum just can kind of out tank the Alistar in a lot of situations, and Saya giving room to free hit is really dangerous for trying to engage onto her. So I like this lane selection.
If you see another lock-in of the Shen, and notice a lot of teams doing this, I think that Shen should be one of the champions that you really first pick early, just because he has very few counters that are going to really stomp him. He's a very safe laner, he's a very safe champion in general, and saving him from blast is really a... Is TG gonna lock in a counter pick? Alright.
Yeah, it'll be nice if Camille's what comes out. I'm actually surprised that Shen has been returning just because he's been kind of... I mean, he gets punished so much for TPing out with how Play Gold works now, so that's been what has been gating Shen from coming back into the meta for quite a while now, but we've seen him quite frequently in FOF, so teams are pretty confident that they can get a lot of value out of the Shen ultimate, but the most important thing is it's prediction time, Brendan. Who do you got? Rex Regalis versus Terracotta. From what you see so far, who do you think's taking it?
I'm definitely going with Rex because for some reason TG just decides to counterpick themselves with the last pick and going Camille into Shen, and Joshi played this exact matchup last game with Yubi and he stomped it. He played incredible. I don't know why they picked that at all actually. I also think Rex is the better macro and these kind of things. TG is on the up and up, but I think that Rex is just macro wise going to clean it out as I'm betting 2500 being an addict that I am.
Yeah, absolutely. And predictions are above my pay grade. So let's get into game immediately. This is the highlight of the day. Rex Regalis versus I'm sorry. Rex Regalis versus Terracotta Gaming. Two of the top teams so far, and I cannot wait to see who is going to be getting into it first. But it looks like it's going to be an invade coming out from the side of Rex. But they're going to be spotted by Vladimir, so that's going to be Jovi winning this early invade pattern.
I really want to see how Zen pilots the champion. Of course, Akshan has been nerfed in the recent patches. He was a lot stronger and these kind of things. I know a lot of people have seen him a lot with T1, of course, Tyler 1, who plays Akshan a lot, and Rafa, of course, who was on the Tyler 1 Championship Series as one of the casters and these kind of things. Akshan is an interesting champion. I think that he can very snowball, but I think when he's behind, he's really useless just because of his lack of damage, really, when it comes to consistency. He's almost played like an assassin marksman, if you will. So much like Kaisa, I guess, where Kaisa is an assassin AD carry, but
yeah, that is. I mean, he's definitely a champion with an identity crisis. I know Riot was meant him to be more of a bursty mid laner, but at least at the moment, people have been building him more on hit, more sustained damage, utilizing his double Lucian passive built into his kit. So it's interesting to see what Zenzin's build is going to be, or where he's going to find his avenue into this game, because Akshan does have a lot of usefulness and can be. It has a lot to provide if he manages to find good angles to use that stealth and use his ultimate to get find those executes.
you know, Marcus, that your boy Fang over Fang here has one of the top 1,000 ashes in the entire world. I actually think I'm 99 on the ladder, by the way.
Yeah, I know you were a big Ashe guy. I know we had a conversation where I was just saying Varus is a better champion, but we will see, as Ashe has been returning. Her kiting is one of the useful things has been. Plus, she was a big What's End abuser, but now that What's End has been nerfed, I'm surprised we're still seeing her as much as we are. But she is very safe. She has long range, but this matchup is going to be quite difficult because Oriri has Alistar, and Alistar is probably one of the worst level 1 supports in the game. I think he's the worst. So you're getting pushed in early with an Ashe matchup, and that's not usually what Ashe wants to have happen.
No, Ashe, of course, is like a poke all-in kind of champion. She's a poke champion before level 6, then her all-in gets extremely strong. Of course, Alistar's all-in is really well known in these kind of things, as we're going to see them. Are they going to do a cheater recall right here? I believe they might, as we see them miss. Okay, cheater recall. All right, right now they could have done a cheater recall, I believe. I believe.
No, they didn't stack the wave
Okay.
properly, and there's a demon materializer on Oriri, so they didn't have a big enough wave stack to really go for one. But yeah, I mean, if they would have held the wave two, they would have had an angle to go for that cheater recall.
They of course had to push the wave quicker as well, and these kind of things. I don't think they exactly did. Ash is just interestingly going lethal tempo. I think in most scenarios, okay, Big Brain is missing his E at the moment and his little slingshot, but Ash in most scenarios goes of Halo Blades, and it's really good for her lane dominance and these kind of things, of stacking her Q. I'm interested to see how she's gonna do it, and of course with the Wits End, like you said, Ash was one of the most discussing Wits End abusers, and instead of it being a first item build, which is usually what happened with its when since it's nerf, it's usually like a third item build now on Ash. I still think it's really good just because of the movement speed it gives you with the kiting and the magic resistance that's so important with AD carries getting blown up instantly.
Yeah, and look at Oriri taking a bad trade on the side of Rex, and he took a bunch of damage on that end. I'm sorry, on the side of Terracotta. And this is going to prevent them from being able to punish. When Alistar is low, he doesn't really have any avenue to do anything, especially into a Braum, where if they all in, this could easily be their death. So this is the type of lane state Xayah wants to be able to have, kind of like an AFK lane where she can just push, push, push and not never really be punished.
I'd really like to talk to TG after this game and ask why they decided to pick Camille into a counter matchup. Of course, Shen does really good into Camille because he can use his QW to block the auto attacks, and Camille is predominantly a auto attack based champion. You can you can taunt out of a lot of Camille's combos and these kind of things. You can interrupt him, and of course, Shen is really good globally. And Joshi again decides to opt for the ignite. I critiqued him a bit about this when he did it with Yubi against I think it was BBZ that he subbed in for where he went Shen ignite top again, and I think that it worked out from the first time. I think one of the issues with playing Shen Ignite is that you can fall behind CS. We're going to see
Yep, and here's going to be the all-in. Aruru's going to find the double pulverize. The stun is going to come through. The auto attack is there. Wyona Doctor, his life has been forfeited, as it looks like he's not going to be making it out. But the flash is there, and first blood picked up from Iron Tower as Alkbatter is trying to get as much damage out as he can. But yeah, that's going to be a good first gank for the side of Cam, finding it and a punishing death to give over. The exhaust never came out, so Wyona Doctor just did not have enough to survive.
Unfortunately, that they should have Rex should have known this was going to happen. They were pushed up for so long here, and they couldn't. They were stuck really in no man's land of these kind of things. They were pushing lanes forever, and they could not break that freeze, or maybe they should decide not to and recognize that it's going to be a clear early gank, especially with Scuttles coming up and these kind of things. Dragon's up right now. I want to see if TG decides to back, not opt for the dragon.
Yeah, good route on the side of Alkbatter on the spot side. But also, as to piggyback on what you were saying earlier, if this is not Hariri finding his death, they're going to make it back to the fountain. But yeah, so the reason why people take Camille into Shen, while it's not a good matchup in the 1v1, Camille punishes extremely hard for people TPing out of her lane. And especially since Joshi goes this Ignite Avenue, you know he's never going to have the ability to teleport back after he teleports down to a fight. So if you leave a Camille on the tower, she can easily just grab 2 plates at a time, and that's really, really punishing for Shen. He doesn't like champions that can easily take tower plating and get extra gold to punish him for him leaving out the lane. So honestly, it can be quite useful, and there is definitely some avenues of where it can be beneficial. It's Zenzin's just going to quickly get away with his grappling hook, but Oriri's still looking for blood, but he's going to find a pink ward only for his efforts, as why Doctor's going to tag him, and he needs to be concerned because Zenzin can proc this stun extremely fast.
What I will say is I'm also a bit nervous about this Camille, that Camille does not have a dive buddy at all, really. I guess maybe Vladimir can dive in with him, but he's not exactly a champion that you'd want to set up with Camille. Camille does good things with like diving. That's why Galio Camille is such a devastating combo on these kind of things, because she can have a dive buddy. Of course, they can set up their ultis together and these kind of things. Of course, Galio is a very, very popular pick in all of FFS since really the beginning, since season 1.
Yeah, I mean the only assumption I can go with is that this basically having the Camille being there. This has to be a split pick. They're not expecting to team fight very heavily with this. Shen will just get more value the majority of the time. He's going to be tankier. He's going to have the opportunity to find more damage. He has an Echo to just go in on with him. So yeah, this is just going to be Big Brain looking to maintain his CS, trying to scale. And as soon as Joshi leaves the lane, he's going to look. That's going to be his avenue to punish.
Yoshi, of course, is pushing it, and right now I believe he should look for a back play or get a ward and these kind of things. Ryu is going to be going to finish his blue side and going to the top lane, so it'd be smart for him to back or at least get a ward, as they do put a question mark ping on his red buff.
Yeah, that could definitely be an invade looking for. Interesting, like rune choices. I know that in tank matchups, a lot of the time, people on Camille have been moving more so for that conqueror route also. So it's still going the grasp, definitely showing that he's trying to get the CC. Alk Battery's playing extremely aggressively. You got to be concerned because taking too many autos from Ashe can get you slowed, as now they're trying to cut it out. The shield is down, and Iron Tower is continuing to look for auto attacks as Rafa is going to be spotted on that ward.
It's really important that TG gets wards and try to find out where Rafa is, because Rafa is the team's playmaker and these kind of things. He's one of the few players that want to go aggressive. As there's nothing really going to happen in top lane. I don't think they can kill each other at this point in time. Rafa is the playmaker of Rex. He's one of the few people that really like to go aggressive on the team. Of course, Joshi is one of those players that is very macro dependent. He doesn't like making a lot of these skirmishes and, the famous LPL style play where it's a lot of skirmishes, a lot of solo queue, a lot of fights and these kind of things. Joshi's very much an NA LC. I mean, of course, he casts for the LCS Academy and these kind of things, so he very much sees this on the daily that teams opting more for the slow macro style of the NA LCS that is unfortunately that we're so known for.
Yeah, I think Academy is actually moving into more of an aggressive angle, but yeah, as you said, that he's definitely looking for more of a scaling route. He wants more team utility, but he's definitely an aggressive lane player. Just the option to say he's going to take Ignite on a teleport champion. But here, this is going to be the first right. Rafa is going to already be using his dash, and he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Cam splashed on him. Rafa's kind of 2v1ing this at the moment. Big ultimate has come in, but the Shen is also going to be there. Big Brain is taking a bunch of damage, but Cam is going to be the first one to drop. Big Brain is going to be forced to flash away, and he is going to be finding himself into the grade to Zenzen. Now Jovi is going to be running, and he's going to take a bunch of auto attacks damage, but why Doctor has found him. The bot lane has roamed, and Zenzen's going to be dropping, and that means Rafa is going to be reviving. So big fight for the side of Rex, and that movement from the bot lane being there to pick up the extra kill.
We neglected to mention one of the strongest parts about Rex's team comp is the Shen Echo combo, which is actually really a disgusting underrated combo. Of course, Echo can go in, and the problem with Echo is that he is squishy, but he can go in and have Shen be his teleport buddy, his dive buddy that I talked about with Camille and these kind of things, and Shen can TP in and get a taunt off, and that is almost long enough to get a Echo stun off. And of course, with Echo stun being so long and so pivotal with this champion, it's actually really a disgusting underrated combo. Unfortunately, right now I think they're not going to be able to freeze this wave, but
yeah, the mains were too low. It was good of them to look for the freeze, but yeah, that's not going to be the angle for it. Honestly, I'm surprised Oriri is staring in lane so much in this match. Like, you're never really going to be able to contest an all-in against Xayah Braum, so this is one of the opportunities where you should be looking for roams, trying to allow Iron Tower just to farm, and find angles that aren't going to be involved with the actual fight. But now you have Doctor walking up. The headbutt's going to be used, so that's going to prevent anything further, as the top laners are going to be fighting. But frankly, there's not much to be fighting for, as Joshi is going to win the trade, but that should be it for now, as the wave is going to be shoving into that Camille.
Alright, we're seeing Volibear, of course, path on to the red side, jungle the top side. I want to see if he's going to try to get a top lane gank here. I'm not sure they can even kill Joshi in top lane. Akshan is going to invade after pushing mid. Very smart that he's going to invade with his jungle. I think they're going to catch Volibear here, maybe? They know he's there.
Even if they did, this is not the avenue for Cam to really do anything. You see how Zenzen is constantly getting a mid push in, forcing this Vladimir to be under tower. You always know where Jovi is in those situations, and Akshan in the river just can get so much pressure, as Rafa's going to do a good job of stopping the base. And now Jovi's going to be forced to stay, so that wave is being pushed in, and Akshan's getting a lot of value out of this, so I'm sure he's quite happy. And now the Rift Herald is going to be started, so this is something that they are not going to be able to contest, and that's a lot of gold giving over. And a really intelligent rotation from the side of Rex. You see that the bot lane is moving. They are already ahead of the play, and as soon as Joshi, who should already be recalling at this point, is there, this is now a completely unfightable Rift Herald.
Very smart by them. Yeah, of course. I really like, they did one of these things that a lot of people do not do in these elos, and really shows that their macro is so good, is the mid jungle combination, where they're invading together. Of course, these two words that it's perfect timing by Cam. Appreciate that. They push out mid, and then Akshan and Echo go into the red side jungle for Cam, and they ward these two bushes right here, which is really important. Of course, they lose nothing. As you said, with the bot lane disappearing, they know that they can get a save for Herald. Very smart play by them.
Yeah, and it said we want to secure this Rift Herald. Dragon's down. We're not going to lose anything by doing this rotation. Zaya is already up in CS, catching multiple waves. Plating is going to drop soon, so now these teams haven't managed to take that much advantage of the plating. They should be looking to use this Rift Herald as soon as possible so they can do so. But Cam is going to be getting caught out. He is spotted, but he's going to be forced to just run away with that Q. And honestly, we're going to see if Zenzen is going to be able to find something because he is in stealth and they don't know he's there, even though the missing pinks have gone down already.
We're going to see a Rift Herald. I don't know if it's enough to get the tower with Cam and Vladimir coming up. There might be a fight here, maybe, or not. Of course, this game is going to be a slow macro battle game between these two teams. These two teams are the macro teams in Helios, in my opinion. I think INT and RLS are... They both have decent macro, but I think that these two are the teams with the best macro, especially, I think, really the biggest issue with both these teams is sometimes they lack fingers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the plating went down before they were able to collect up any gold, so the Rift Herald got a lot significantly lower value than what you'd expect now that they don't get that gold over. The bot lane is going to be going back to the bot side. They didn't manage to break the tower, but they did get a lot of damage onto the tower. You see that they're already basing. Rafa is going to be headed down there, and the Joshi is headed back to the top lane. So yeah, really well done rotation, and now they're here. Dragon spawning in 49 seconds. They're already having off their recall. This is really smart, and they are using their timings quite well, because now they're going to be able to get first setup onto this objective.
Oh, this is so smart. You're right. Wow, this is actually insane level of macro. This must be the 10,000 coaches that Rex has. And they're,
The
oh,
pink
they're
ward's
setting up
coming out.
wards? What
Looking
is
for
this?
invades. Ori is going to be spotted, so they're going to force him out. Cam is going to get forced out of his jungle also. So yeah, look, everybody's here. Zenzen already has mid push, so he's already walking into the river. This is very technically well done. Making sure you're there for objectives first, and there's going to be no way that Rex is going to be that Terracotta is going to be able to easily walk through these corridors. As now it looks like they're already going to be looking to start this dragon when it spawns in 4 seconds. And this is a mountain dragon, so that means we're expected to have either Infernal or Ocean Soul, both of which would be quite good for the side of Rex if they manage to pick that up. As now Zenzin's going to be headed back to the mid lane. Terracotta is going to be opting to just give up this dragon. They are saying that we're not going to fight this one. And really extremely good, well done rotations, making sure everyone was there and their setup was just too strong to really go after and to try to fight that objective.
Really on both sides as well. TG realizing a huge problem with players, and especially in FOF, is they fight over objectives that are lost. You at that point, the setup being so good by Rex, it's very hard to get into the gauges.
Jovi is going to pick up that Scuttle Crab, so really good on the side of Vladimir. It's a bunch of gold into his pocket, but continue.
Disrespect of the emote, by the way. I appreciate that. Of course, I'm a huge advocate for the disrespect that needs to be happening more in FOF. I need to see more sit-ups. I need to see more emotes. I need to see more flash, recalling during a fight, and these kind of things. We might see a gank here by Echo. Of course, Echo has been stifled. Fortunately, early. He is a very early game jungle champion who snowballs a lot. Think like Nocturne and similar champions like that.
He's gotten a lot of farm. Rafa's here. He is going to be showing. So they are going to need to be very safe here. You know Shen has ultimate available. You see Shen is completely off the map, so that is showing that they are ready to make this play. The tower is going to be taken for free, and this is going to be a good opportunity for Rex to get a big gold spurt because you know that tower top lane has also dropped. So having a 2-tower advantage this early into the game, as Zenzen is going to take a bit of damage from Vladimir, who that ticking time is getting hit the CS. He is the high CS in the game. His Iron Tower is going to be forced to flash out, and the knockup is going to land. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Blast Cone is going to keep him safe, as Oriri is going to be forced to walk out. Oh no, that's going to be the Braum Shield last, and I mean Oriri is going to be stunned. The Root's going to be there. The ultimate from him is going to be out, but that's going to keep him safe. But yeah, once that Braum Q lands, you're going to be in a bit of trouble, as now the fight's on. Big Brain is here. He's going to be forced to flash out as the Shen ultimate has come through. Vladimir just walking up. He's going to be taunted. Jovi's going to die instantly. This fight is now going in the complete opposite direction. Zenzin's in trouble. He's going to pick up a kill on the back end, but he's going to also trade his life. Joshi is going to be chasing out Cam. Iron Tower is doing his best to kite, but the feathers have picked up 2. Ash is going to die, and that is a big fight. 4 for 1, and Rex has found everything they wanted.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jovi just decides to walk in, face check. He gets immediately stunned up by the Shen taunt, and Oriri, and I don't know who was diving with him, but they were trying to finish off one of the low members on the side of Rex, and they just die for it. It's a very uh split team fight, and I don't think that there was really much teamwork by the side of TG. While Rex stayed solid, they stayed good. Camille with an ulti that, I mean, excuse me, a TP coming down from the bot side. She tries to ult Rafa, and Rafa gets over the wall with his team, and she has to just flash out because of the Shen ulti, and you're not going to be able to kill him, unfortunately. And I just think that Rex's macro is just so impressive. I continue to harp on it, but this game really does have the Joshi slow style of the macro game. I know Rafa is currently molding right now, trying to set up these fights and wanting to get into Bloodbath.
Yeah, Rex taking a fight basically for nothing at for that point, but they did manage to win it, got a solid amount of objectives back, and picking up that mid tower is going to put them in a really solid position. 3 towers already in their advantage, no towers for the side of Terracotta. The gold lead is already expanded to almost 3,000 as a second Rift Herald is also going to be picked up, so they should be expected to use that to break a tier 2, and that is a lot of gold that's going to be able to be collected as Alk Battery is going to be the one who's going to be securing that down. But the dragon is spawning in 130, and this is Soul Point, so that's going to force Terracotta to be getting ready to at least fight.
Alright, we are going to see what they do with this Rift Herald play. In my opinion, I really like grabbing the Rift Herald right before Dragon comes up, and I like to place it either in the side lane or into the mid lane. I usually prefer the mid lane just because you get the mid lane, and then that forces the team on the other side to clear the Rift Herald. Or if they choose to let the Rift Herald go, then they're going to lose a tower or two, because Rift Herald solo pushing will get a tower by itself, pretty much. And so either it's forcing you to commit to the dragon, or you're committing to getting rid of that Rift Herald so you don't lose towers. And of course, if you decide to commit to the dragon and you lose this team fight, I'm going to see an engage right here.
40 seconds. The team fight is there. Everybody from the side of Rex is available. Or River is going to go in by himself. He's ulted and taking a bunch of damage. A big root coming out from Alk Batteries. That's going to pick up too. Iron Tower and Oriri are both out of the fight already, so this could just be Soul Point available. But it looks like they're opting for the Baron, as 2 kills at this point in the game could easily be the avenue, but instead they're actually going to go for the Rift Herald push. They're going to use this to break the tier 2. There's going to be no way to really defend this because neither of the champions that are up and available have really good wave clear. So yep, this is just going to be a free tier 2. Good team fight on the side of Rex, picking up that objective and also being able to just double back and head to pick up this dragon.
Yeah, and TG's team fights are just cosplaying as the American political system with the complete absolute division and zero teamwork with each other. They're just, the bot lane was by themselves right there trying to take on 4 members, and the other team was on the other side of the Dragon Pit. Of course, it's a huge issue with solo queue and teams that lack coordination is that these 2 corridors in the Dragon Pit on the red side, from the blue entrance and the entrance to the bush, is a lot of teams get put on both sides of these things, and of course you want to go into the same corridor together as a team.
Yeah, it's one of the disadvantages of the map state of red side, where the corridors are located, and it's basically the reason why blue side basically always has a higher win rate, just because of the way how the map is arranged and the unfortunate nature of trying to contest objectives when you're late from the red side position. But yeah, Rex has done a good job capitalizing on these objectives. Everybody always has made sure their recalls are synced. They are basing before the dragon is up. They're making, everybody is grouping 40-50 seconds before the objective and constantly getting control, basically unpressured, as Terracotta has not managed to be able to find any avenues to contest vision well. So their information just isn't there.
Of course, at the moment, this is the no-hitter of League of Legends, by the way. The no-hitter, in my opinion, is you get no towers, you get no objectives. You can get kills. It's not a perfect game, but it's definitely a no-hitter right now. Rex is threatening to pull off a no-hitter against TG at the moment. They have 0 towers on the side of TG.
Yeah, 3 kills is not gonna be enough, and now we're gonna see how Rex prepares for this Baron. It's 22 minutes into the game. They're gonna be looking to consistently clear out these wards. They're aggressively pushing into the jungle, using that mid push to make sure that they're taking as much gold off the map as possible. As now, Alk Battery is gonna be picking up this red buff. So really well done. This is the mid game that we haven't seen a lot of teams struggle with. So hopefully the all the coaching staff has coached them through what to do when they are ahead at this point in the game, how to close out this game. Because if everything's executed properly, this game should be over in the next 5 minutes.
Is there gonna be a fight here? No. Okay. Very smart though. They're fighting over Baron Vision, which is something that I critiqued RLS for doing last game. But I think that was a big issue with them is that they did not secure Baron Vision when they had the opportunity. Right now, of course, they're doing that. They're gonna force TG to face strike into them, as we just hear Akshan disrespecting, laughing, and just spamming his jokes right now. Very smart by TG, of course, making Alistar go first.
Yeah, proper uses of these sweepers, getting as much vision down as possible. This is one of the problems with Vladimir. His wave clear is so poor that he can just get shoved in by a lot of mid laners. You see Akshan has basically maintained control at all points into the game, and now you have them setting up for a fight. And this is not something Terracotta wants to take, but they're concerned that the Baron is going to be started if they don't. As Jovi's already half HP, so he's kind of going to get pushed out. And as the mid is getting pushed in, they're going to need to answer this, which is going to give Rex another opportunity to clear out vision.
I have a huge problem with this Ashe build, by the way. Like, I don't know how long you guys want me to harp on this thing, but this is not it, this build right here, by the way. Like, at all.
Yeah, Ashes is not a good Gale Force user. The move speed is basically useless because of how her slow arrows work. And, you know, getting Kraken is just more damage. You will never do damage hitting a tank in this with this particular build. But honestly, Iron Tire is probably just trying to find assassinations, trying to get the little bit of damage out that he is going to have available to him because they only really can come back for picks. So good usage of the arrow is their only real avenue to find angles back in. You see the recalls are coming out and the split pushing is there. So we're just seeing how long it's going to take them to decide that, hey, we want to start this Baron. And that is going to be the next play, at least until a minute spawns where this next soul is going to be the fight that we're going to be looking at.
We're going to see Shen back here. Okay. The side, if Spectator can give us a toggle of the Rex vision at some point, whenever they can, is look like, okay, well, it just got cleared out, dang. I look dumb now, but the Rex vision on the Baron was really impressive before, of course, TG very smart and they cleared it out, but are you gonna zoom in on this? I'm getting trolled. I apologize, Director Chris, for making you do that. But Rex's vision control has actually been very impressive. You look at the vision scores in general, they're very high on both sides, which is actually really impressive, by the way.
Yep, this is going to be a big fight getting set up. Already, we see that Rex once again is using their opportunity agencies grouped as 5, trying to get these wards cleared out, making sure that they have the informational advantage. 18 seconds on this dragon, already looking for the mid push also. So this is Soul Point, and this is expected to be a big fight. Let's see how they're going to be arranging themselves as Rex is going to be walking through the river, and Oriri is doing his best to kind of midline zone. But honestly, it looks like they're looking more so for a push than going for this soul directly.
But I'd really like to play right now if you just give up this dragon. Give it up, and then you go right mid and hopefully get this tower. I really like this play right now. You get a free tower for this. Very smart play.
Yep, just giving up the third drakes, knowing that they have to fight for it, but you do not, and they're gonna just use this opportunity to break the tower. Honestly, the smart thing is to excellent. They did not take the inhib, not gonna give the opportunity to have gold being funneled over. They just want the map pressure, and this is a good spot to look for dragon. They're gonna pick up a lot of gold with this play because they're gonna also get this tier 2. So really well done on the side of Rex, deciding that, hey, even though we're ahead, there's no reason to take a dragon fight when we can just accelerate ourselves even more by getting all this gold off the map.
This is legitimately incredible macro by Rex, by the way. If they can keep up this performance, you know what, even half of this performance, they are the best team in Helios. If they can keep up this performance.
Very patient, and Oriri is going to get caught out. A double root's coming fine for the Xayah. Oriri's in trouble. Jovi's going to be forced to flash away. He's going to be dropping. Rafa has found it. Now the chase is on. Cam is the closest one available as Iron Tire is going to get flashed on, and Ash is going to get put in the ground. And Big Brain and Cam are the only survivors as they're going to be forced to walk away. And this could easily be the game. Long death timer. The wave is on its way. Are they going to look to go for a dive to end it? It looks like that is going to be the play that Rex is looking for, as they are continuing to push. The minions are close. There is no real wave clear on these two, as Big Brain is going to get flashed on by Joshi. A lot of damage coming in, and the Camille Hextech ultimatum is going to be there, but she's finding herself in the ground as once again a double root, and the hook shot is coming around the corner as Akshan's going to pick up all the bodies, and that's going to be Rex getting a clean 28-minute closeout as a 15-3 tower shutout has just come in.
What a clean game by Rex. I don't even know who I vote for MVP for this. I'm going to vote whoever is the shot caller for Rex. Really, I don't know if it's Joshi, I don't know if it's Rafa or Alk Battery. I have no idea who is the shot caller for them. I know that Joshi has a lot to do with the setup of drafts and these kind of things, so I'm going to assume that it's Joshi. So I'm going to give Joshi my vote for MVP because I think that the macro by Rex was just honestly incredible, like genuinely incredible. By the way, I'm so impressed.
Yep, phenomenal game for the side of Rex, being able to take a victory, not giving over any mistakes, punishing the mistakes that Terracotta made, and the game did not look close. But yeah, GG is all we can say, and frankly, there's no more interest in hearing what we have to say. I want to just get right into this interview and find out exactly how the MVP for me would probably be why Doctor, who was able to move around the map. So hopefully we'll hear from him or somebody else who's going to explain to us exactly how he managed to take this win. We'll be right back with one more game after the interview.
Hello, everyone. Chris Edgeworth here for tonight's third interview. I am joined by Zen Zen, the mid laner from the victorious Rex Regalis. Thanks again for joining us. Congratulations, and how are you feeling after the big win?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to play in these matches week to week, and I'm feeling pretty good. That one felt pretty nice. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you were popping off on the Action. It's our first shot of the boy here in Friend or Foe, so tip of the hat to you for breaking that out on our stage. And actually, before we even talk about the Action, I had a chance to talk with Rafa last night, but I actually want to pick your brain about yesterday's game with the Vel'Koz. What are your thoughts on this champion in the meta? Because you were absolutely popping off in that game, topping the damage charts. What are your thoughts on this champion?
Oh yeah, I think that Vel'Koz is an insane pick, particularly into, in this sort of amateur League of Legends scene where we see like a lot of people trying to play like really good front to back compositions. You got your Sejuanis and your Volley Bears and your big meatballs that they want to play. I have historically, for most of my League of Legends career, been a control mage player, and Vel'Koz is one of the absolute best at hard punishing those teams. And you did see that last night, when unfortunately we mind controlled them into walking into choke points, and then they just hard lost the game.
Yeah, it's really unlucky when you're as a team, you just decide like maybe the best way into this fight is through this very narrow corridor directly towards their Vel'Koz through their front line. That's how we get in. So it can happen to the best of us. We've all been there. We've all done it in solo queue and been looking at the gray screen, being like, "Why did I do that? I knew not to go there." So it's very well done on your part. It was an awesome pop-off performance yesterday, and then another today. As I said, breaking out our first action here on. Or action rather, here on the stage. Talk to us a little bit, if you would, about the draft. You guys seem to be breaking out the new patch specials. You got the Echo Jungle, you got the Action, the buffed Xayah. What are your thoughts on what you put together and what you're up against?
Yeah, so we at Rex Regalis spend a lot of time like prepping our drafts and really thinking about trying to watch previous games and get a feel for like what people are going to play and what our best composition is going to be. And going into this game, I looked at my opposing mid laner's champion pool, and I thought, well, shoot, Akshan is legitimately quite good into a lot of this guy's characters, and he's played a lot of LeBlanc. If we get him off of LeBlanc, I'm going to be able to at least neutralize the lane, if not get a significant advantage. And then, so we went into the draft knowing that we were going to B1 Akshan, because it's probably not going to be picked away. And then as the draft continued, we realized that I had a very easy job that game. I actually just had to neutralize lane and then just stay in stealth and hang out and keep vision for my team. Because the rest of our map played so cleanly, we were just able to take objectives, and I wasn't able to do the skirmishing as much that I was expecting to need to do on Akshan. But definitely a really powerful pick, and one that I'm very glad that we have in our arsenal, because I think that people are sleeping on it.
And just as another note on the mid lane, it personally feels good. And I'm sure I speak for many people, many of our fans out there watching. It just feels really good to see Vladimir get put into the ground. No one likes that champion. No one likes those elo tourists who are using it to inflate their MMR. So it's good to see Vladimir lose every now and then whenever he tries to pop his bed back up.
I was surprised by the Vladimir. I did not expect that going into today. And I think Jovi did the best with what he could, but just didn't quite get enough of a lead to really, amount to much.
Let's talk about Rex Regalis. You folks have quite the coaching staff, the coach gap, if you will. Talk to me a little bit about the org, who you're working with here, and what they were able to give to your team, what they're able to provide.
Oh, absolutely. Well, our main, our star coach has to absolutely been Cubby. This man has, a lot of experience on, coaching various teams across high-level leagues. He coached for state universities, and he's provided us excellent, phenomenal feedback. Doing some light VOD review with us, and helping us pry our brains around our draft packs. because as we said, draft prep is like the main thing that we do, and like constant VOD reviews after every game to get better. And Cubby has been, really influential in doing that. And then on the side, we also just casually have, Miko, who, just will stumble in every now and then and just say like, hey, you guys need to do this thing, play auction. And I'm like, you got it, boss.
Every now and then he just hits you up on Discord just with the all lowercase get good. Just make sure you.
Yeah, the like at everyone. Yeah,
exactly.
We get that a lot.
One final question. Inquiring minds want to know. What are your thoughts on the brownie debate?
Okay, sure. So for context for those viewers at home, Rex Joshi recently dropped a bombshell of information to our team, and that is that he prefers the center of a brownie, like the gooey center, over the crispy edge. And I think that is a garbage opinion for garbage people. And honestly, listen, if any of you aspiring teams out there, you got a sub who like really wants to promote themselves up to the big leagues, like hit us up, contact us, because like I don't know that I can play with this guy anymore, to be honest. Like I just feel really betrayed and unsure of his skills as an analyst if he can't even get the brownie question right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one thing, that there are these things where players are exceptionally good, but they're just not culture fits for the organization.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those things where it's just, it's not a good fit. We prefer people who are sane and, have the right idea about how you're going to enjoy a brownie, and that's just not what we're about here at Rex Regalis. So
so if any of you are a NAR enjoyer, or perhaps like some Shen and want to apply, hit us up in the Trash Talk thread. I'm very interested. My DMs are open.
GM Zen out here trying to make a trade. Let's go before the deadline. So Zen, thanks so much for joining us for this interview. This is a lot of fun. And before we step away, though, any final thoughts you'd like to leave with us?
Oh, I just wanted to thank you folks again for running this whole event and continuing to run it. This has been an absolute blast. I know me and my friends are having way too much fun, taking this incredibly seriously. Also want to shout out my friends on the team, particularly Rafa and Doc, because they made the very smart call, like right at the end where we pushed the mid lane instead of fighting for Infernal Soul. That was all them. And that was, it in my mind, that was the game-winning decision. So, brilliant play out of them. Really enjoy playing with those folks. Again, still looking for a new top laner. But other than that, that's really all I got.
Yeah, the great shout-outs, especially the 200 IQ. Gotta trade Dragon for Inhibitor. It's a borderline a TSM special. We'll take that for sure. Rex Regalis win in the win column. And that's going to be it for us on this interview, folks. Thanks again, Zen, for joining us for this interview. We're going to step away for a short break, but we'll be back soon with our fourth game of the night, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back.